Hi everyone. So today I'm going to be discussing the photography of Nick Brandt, who is really inspirational to me, and I really enjoy his photographs. And we're going to go into a bit more detail of that in a few of the next slides. So to start off with, Nick Brand portrays people and animals together, causing us to reflect on the real life consequences of climate change. He really has a deep love for animals and wildlife, as well as their conservation, having started his own foundation for animal life conservation. And we can see that in a few of the next images to come. He wants to explore the emotions of animals through photography, and in particular, he's really well known for his black and white photography, which focuses on the rapid disappearing of the natural world as a result of environmental destruction and climate change because of humans' actions. So, hopping right into it, this is one of his most dramatic photos, I personally think, because as we'll see, the trend continues, but his black and white photos are able to convey the emotion of grief through the loss of animals and poaching. And it has this heaviness to it that the black and white brings into the photograph. Over here, this is one of the ranges of his foundation, and he's holding the tusks of an elephant that has been poached. And in this photograph, it has the weight of the loss of the elephant displayed the black and white, as well as the composition of the photograph, which I think is really interesting. The photograph is called Across the Ravaged Land. Um, and again, I think this photo is holds a lot of gravity towards the meaning of poaching as well as the conservation of wildlife. And the dramatic lighting helps to hold the viewer captive in this image. And the black and white creates a really dramatic mood, as we're going to go into these next few photographs. So this next photograph is really well known as it makes you feel really uncomfortable, moving your eye from right to left instead of left to right, as we usually are comfortable reading with. And it is called A Line of Ranges with Tusks of Killed Elephants, taken in 2011. And again, this creates a really uncomfortable environment, again with a black and white, because we're reading in the opposite direction that we're used to reading. And I think the composition is really clever in this photograph as it makes the viewer sit kind of uncomfortably compared to where they're used to displaying a photograph. We're going to go on to the next photo, and this is called Elephants Alone on Lake Bed, taken in 2010. And I love the use of negative space in this photo, again, using monochromatic tones to create a melancholic atmosphere, which is really renowned for. And the image breaks everything down to its bare essentials, forcing the viewer to focus on graphic shapes and the subject matter, being the wildlife. And essentially, there's always the focus of his photography is to understand the emotions of wildlife and for us to carry the gravity of their lives. And this is really found in the last image here that we're going to display, as it is called Lion Trophy, taken in 2012. And his goal ultimately of all of his photography is to really bring weight to the disappearing natural world as mankind aims to destroy it. And here we can see it because the lion, which should be looking over Serengeti here, is in fact dead and a trophy of humans, and it carries the weight of our actions as this lion should be alive, looking over its natural environment, but instead it is sitting there as a trophy, and this predator has now been taken by somebody above it. And it really has a devastating impact of environmental destruction and climate change. And I gravitate really towards Nick Brandt's photography, and it has changed my view of photography because of the weight that it carries. And I can tell that a photograph can really give 1,000 words. And here he displays that so strongly, and I'm really pleased to be able to share this all with you. I hope you enjoyed.